Hello and welcome to the channel. This is a case of a 70 years old female patient in which I am going to perform manual small incision cataract surgery. In this surgery I had few problems. I had a zonular dialysis, and for that I had to perform entrovitrectomy, and in this case I have also implanted a iris clip lens. So let's begin the surgery now. This is a very deep seated eye of this patient, and because of that, the lower eyelashes could also not be properly sequestered into the eye drape, and there's a lot of pooling of the fluid, as is very much evident in the surgical video. She has a very high nasal bridge also. This is the left eye of the patient. I am sitting superiorly, and by this time the rhexis has already been initiated after the uh, entry capsule has been stained with trypan blue, and I am initiating the rhexis with cystitome first, now using micro rhexis. Actually there is very less space to move the hand, so the eye is out of focus many a times in this video. Slowly, a sufficiently large capsule rhexis size of about 6 millimeters is completed. This video has been extensively edited, and the whole surgery took about 35 to 40 minutes. And after the cauterization of the sclera, the frown shape incision has been made, and using a bevel up crescent, I am fashioning the scleral tunnel. Scleral pockets are being made first on the left side, and now the wound is going to be extended on the other side. Now I am entering the antechamber with a 2.8 keratome and extending the inner lip both sides. I am doing some gentle hydrodissection, tapping the nucleus and confirming the mobility, putting some viscoelastic, and now I'll take two Sinski hooks to just wheel out the nucleus out of the capsular bag. I'm not very sure why the zonular dialysis happened, because there was a lot of problem actually visualizing the rhexis margin also. So there might be a chance I must have uh, held the capsule rhexis margin. In a moment we'll see what actually happened. So I'm removing the nucleus from the eye. Till now I'm not very sure what actually happened, but everything was going on smoothly. So I'm using the irrigating jet to just flush out all the particle matter. Till now everything is okay. The moment I'm going to catch the nasal cortex, and suddenly the whole bag comes with it. So initially I thought it is the cortex, but then I realized yes, it is the whole bag which is now in my aspiration port. So I thought it is not a good idea to just catch the bag, and I decided to come out. Here I am putting some viscoelastic to just assess the situation and how to manage this problem. And here goes diluted triamcinolone acetate. so as to check the status of the vitreous. I'm flushing the triamcinolone using irrigation through a 27 gauge cannula. I could see some prolapsed vitreous from the area of zonular dialysis, and now I plan to do anterior vitrectomy in this case. Majority of the triamcinolone has trickled down into the vitreous through the dialysis area, and I'm not very sure whether I can put a three-piece lens, because I don't feel that I have sufficient capsular support, anterior capsular support to keep the lens in place, and I'm just flushing some of the triamcinolone out. And here I'm doing a bimanual anterior vitrectomy using a 23 gauge vitrectomy cutter. The bottle height has been reduced to around 30 centimeters. The cut rate here I am using is 3000 cuts per minute, and the vacuum being used is 150, and I am doing limited anterior vitrectomy just to clear out the prolapsed vitreous. And now I have also planned to cut the posterior capsule, because I feel that I cannot put a three piece or a single piece or a PMMA lens. So I am just cutting the posterior capsule also, so that it doesn't do any hindrance in the visual acuity field, and so that the area becomes clear once I implant the iris clip lens. By cutting the posterior capsule also, it will clear the visual axis for the patient, and the patient will have a very good vision in the post-operative period. Within a few minutes, almost all the vitreous has been taken care of, and now I'm going to put some carbol to constrict the pupil, and I'll be implanting a iris clip lens. Some visco has been instilled into the antechamber to form the chamber. I don't intend to push much of the visco in the vitreous. I am planning to do a retro iris clip lens fixation, and this is the iris lens which I am going to use. First, it is just slid into the anterior chamber over the surface of the iris, and now both the clamps would be aligned in proper orientation of my side ports, because I am going to enclavate the claws through the side port, and for that I need to have a proper orientation of the lens. So now, using a iris lens holding forceps, I am then gently sliding the left sided haptic and pulling the haptic up against the iris, and using a rod through the side port, which is about 27 gauge. I have enclaved the left side of the iris clip lens, putting some viscoelastic because the chamber has become shallow. So now is the time to enclavate the other side. The hands are switched now, and now I am going to use my left hand and hold the intraocular lens, and gently I am going to slit the right side clamp under the iris and just pull it towards the iris, so as I can have an idea of the claws of the intraocular lens, and using the same rod through the side port, I'm going to just enclavate the intraocular lens into the iris, just like that, and now I'm sure that the lens has been enclavated properly. The lens looks decently centered, and now is the time to create a peripheral iridectomy using the same 23 gauge vitrectomy cutter. Care is to be taken that we should use a minimum cut rate. In here I am using around 50 cut rate, vacuum from about 150, because if I am going to use high cut rate to cut the iris for PI, and there are chances that the whole iris can get cut. And this is the end of the case. I am going to close the wound using 4 interrupted sutures, and that's it. Case has been done. Thank you so much for your patient hearing, and hope this helps you. And do like, share and subscribe my channel for more upcoming videos. Have a nice day. Thank you so much.